to East Georgia's first Fraud Awareness Day that we are having. This is in conjunction with the University System of Georgia, and what we're doing is we're having a whole week of fraud awareness to try to make students, faculty, and staff more aware of the things that are going on that we need to be made aware of. We're going to have two speakers today. The first one is Exacia Sutton. She is an honor graduate from Swainsboro High for 2014. And then we're going to have Natasha Goss, who is an accounting professor here at East Georgia. So if you will, help me welcome Miss Exacia Sutton.
Good morning. Okay, today we're going to introduce, give y'all the facts and information about identity theft. There's things that you need to know, and so I think you'll find some of this stuff very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with a little video presentation. Okay. 864 million daily active users on average for September 2014. Let me start over, okay, y'all. This is the Facebook statistics. This is information about how many people or users that we have on average of using Facebook today. Like I said, there's 864 million daily active users on average for September, as of September 2014. 703 million mobile daily active users, 1.35 billion monthly active users, and 1.2 billion mobile monthly active users as of September 30th. And approximately 82.2% of our daily active users are outside of the US and Canada. When Ms. Goss showed me this, I was like, wow, I thought that most of the people using Facebook would be from the US and not outside of the US. By show of hands in here, who knows what identity theft is? How many of y'all know actually what identity theft is? Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I first saw identity theft when I was younger, was of people dressing like us and walking around trying to steal who we were or whatever. Just a little funny story. But identity theft is when someone uses your information without your permission. It can be your name and address, your credit card, bank account numbers, social security numbers, or even medical insurance account numbers. This is how Facebook and identity theft relate. Common information shared on Facebook, like our full names. 93% of the users use their full names on Facebook. I'm one of them. Home address, 4% of the users use that. Family names, 60% of the users use their family's names. You're linked all together with your family. And then current employers, 33% of users. How many of y'all put on Facebook where you work at? Yeah. They steal your information through that too. This is the states with the most identity fraud complaints. Florida, 34%, and Georgia, 24%, and California is 20%. What can a criminal do with your information? They can do many things with your information. They can purchase items with your credit cards, obtain new credit cards or credit lines, open utility accounts, phone, electricity, collects tax refunds from false returns, obtain medical care, and falsely arrest records. So they can basically take all of your information and open up an account without you knowing, and when you get your bank statements or whatever, you realize that you didn't do that. And that's when you realize that you had somebody that stole your identity. Then you have to go through this whole mess of trying to get your identity back and fix whatever they messed up. How thieves attack social media. They target of an identity theft. That's 54%. Account access without permission, 15%. I know that people, they go out and they get on your stuff without your permission. Hackers too. Private message for a scam website is 70%, and a tip at collecting a password is 13%. You need to make sure that you have strong passwords. If you don't have strong passwords, people can go out there and easily watch over your shoulder and try to steal all of your information by learning your password. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Goss.
Thank you. So why is this a concern to you? Why are we talking about Facebook and social media and identity theft? Well, the biggest concern to you is that you are responsible for your personal information with your knowledge or without, right? So that means that what someone does with your personal information, you are still held responsible, and this can harm your credit. So, excuse me. So how do you know if you are a victim of identity theft? The first thing you need to do is make sure that you read all of your mail carefully, right? You should be opening all of your mail. You should be determining whether that mail is exactly for you. Is that mail what you are responsible for? You should also review all of your bank statements on a monthly basis. Now, how many of you actually review a paper bank statement? 2 people? Good. How many review online? Probably a lot more, right? And that's okay. That's okay, as long as you are reviewing to make sure that every transaction is actually your transaction. Also, get your credit report at least annually. Guys, what happens with your credit follows you throughout your life. So if there's something on your credit report that you are not responsible for, you must get it fixed. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. So how do you obtain a credit report? You are entitled to a free credit report every year. And you can go to the following address, annualcreditreport.com, to obtain that credit report. You must review that to make sure that everything on your credit report pertains to you. Make sure there's no accounts opened in your name that you're not the one responsible for opening. Okay. So where do we go if someone does steal our identity? What do we do? What do we do when we find out that it is not us that's opened an account? It's not us that's used that medical information. The first thing you need to do is notify the credit reporting companies, Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. You need to order a report. Make sure that you get that report as quickly as possible. Review it for any mistakes. And last but not least, file a complaint. Most people fall short because they do not file a complaint. So file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission and also with a police report. So how can we lower our risk? What are the things that we can do to lower our risk of identity theft? A, protect your information. Guys, the information that is personal to you is personal for a reason. Protect your information. Keep all personal information in a safe place. Financial records, social security cards, passports. I'm guilty of having my passport out at my home. Please make sure that you protect any information. Shred papers with your personal information. When you are done with those, do not just take your papers with personal information and toss them in the garbage can. Make sure that it is shred so there's no identifying information. Take mail out of your mailbox every day. If you are receiving mail in a mailbox, please make sure that you check it every day. Use passwords that are very complex. As Exacia said, do not use birth dates, telephone numbers, student ID numbers, anything that a person may be able to locate about you. You need very complex passwords. And do not respond to emails or other messages that ask for personal information. Over half of us will be the target of identity theft through social media, Facebook alone. That's over half of us sitting in this room. Okay? And I'm going to show you a little clip about something that happened with a 17-year-old and identity theft stolen through social media. Are there any questions for me before we watch the clip? On your personal information, what you should do to protect your personal information, and how this relates to Facebook and social media. No? So let's hear from a victim of identity theft.
When you share personal information on social networking sites like Facebook, you could be making yourself a target for crime. Identity thieves are using sites like Facebook to find personal information for financial gain. One teen learned that the hard way.
Lisa Lockwood knew about her 17-year-old son's Facebook page, but didn't know about the computer games featured on the site he was downloading and playing, until she got a disturbing phone call.
I received a phone call from Heritage Subaru Volkswagen about my son's credit application for a vehicle. And I spoke to the gentleman and I said, my son hasn't filled out his credit application. I don't know what you're talking about. He's underage.
Turns out the games her son was playing offered extra points in exchange for filling out a car loan application, an application that asked for a social security number. He provided the highly personal information, filling out a total of 7 loan applications, a decision he now finds so embarrassing he wouldn't even want to with this.
My son's been kind of upset about it. He was invited to play this game from some of his school friends. I assume that they've all done the same thing as well. And I think he's a bit embarrassed about it, but I caught him doing this.
Facebook allows games to be downloaded from their site, but they must first be approved and meet their guidelines.
Filling out credit applications is not a game. You should be getting points for filling out a credit application. It's not for children. I'm very surprised that Facebook has it out there, and I really would love them to take it off.
Lisa believes the games don't belong on Facebook in the first place, and fears her son could become a victim of identity theft through the remaining 6 loan applications still floating around in cyberspace.
Parents need to talk to their children and tell them not to put out information, personal information on the internet.
Okay, so you see what happened with the 17-year-old. 7 credit reports filled out with his identity at 17. So guys, all of us can be victim of identity theft. So please make sure that you take all the necessary precautions to protect yourself and all of your personal information. Are there any questions as we conclude the presentation? No? Thank you so much for your time.